to having some conversations with all of you. For those of you that I haven't met yet, please feel free to pull me aside. We do want to hear your feedback. Brenda had mentioned that when you came in, there were QR codes to scan that bring you to a list of questions. You can answer one, you can answer all 4 of them. They're really important to us because when we do secure funding, grant funding and fundraising, we're able to fit your needs and your wants into our work plans for the year. These are things that we work on within our committees. And if we don't have your feedback, if we don't know what you want, then we're unable to work that into our budgets when we're planning. So with that said, I'm going to introduce, did he leave?
Yeah, he did.
So Eric had another obligation that he had to go to. So I will announce Zhao from LEADA. He's here to give you some information on resources and trainings through LEADA, and he also has some handouts for you as well.
All right, thank you very much, Leslie. Good evening, everybody. So as you heard Leslie say, my name is Zhao from LEADA. We are the Latin American Economic Development Association. Right? We're trying to get away from that name because we serve everybody, right? So just LEADA now. So the way Leslie and I met is that myself and my coworker, we're canvassing different Main Street corridors, right? In South Jersey here, but in the city mainly, Camden a little bit, to see the state of business. Because LEADA, our main goals, our main work, I will say, is business education and business counseling, right? We have 2 centers within the work organization. We're a nonprofit based in Camden, New Jersey, and just on the front end, everything we provide is for free, right? The programming and the counseling, right? So we connected, right? And we think we can provide a great resource to the community, right? In terms of being connectors, because there are so many resources out there that we just don't know about, people don't know about, right? SBA programs, NJDA grants, right? UC, SCORE, all these things, right? You might have heard, but you really haven't come into contact with. Right, so tonight I'm just here to meet more of you guys, right, to see where we can provide the help, whether we can match up with some of the activities, some of the events that are going on in our main street right here. And yeah, that's it. And we have flyers here. I encourage you to check out. They're at the front table. The programming, right? Everything, we have one-nighter programs, right? So I'm covering all the topics, right? Thinking about marketing, insurance, legal, business planning, right? Networking, we have networking events, right? Going on all throughout South Jersey. And check for the Women's Business Center. This is a counseling center. It says women's, but because it's sponsored by the SBA, it has to be in the name. So we work with men and women together, right, to provide technical assistance, right? So a lot of funding, a lot of marketing help, right, mainly in those 2 areas. And just a little bit more, promo from me. That's okay. I don't know the timing. I'm sorry, I forgot the timing. But our flagship program is the 9-week entrepreneurial development training program, right? The EDTP. So this is a very intensive 9-week sort of mini MBA course, right? That we run in our office in Camden. Right now, we just started a new cohort, the winter cohort, this week. So this Monday. So 72 hours of training covering everything about business operations, right? So the staff, we teach some of the business planning courses, but the other more technical classes, we bring in third-party instructors, right? And also, right, some of you who have the expertise, right, we appreciate, always new instructors, right? Because we're a nonprofit, right? We appreciate the pro bono work, right? Giving back to the community, trying to revitalize, right, main streets and communities through entrepreneurship, through small business. All right, so I'll be right here at the front. I'd love to talk to everybody here. We have the information here. We have our website, laeda.com, LAEDA.com. All right, so thank you for your time. I'll get back to Leslie. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Zhao. If anybody has any questions about LEADA or wants more information on the programs or training that they offer, please feel free to connect with him after our presentation. Next, we have Stephanie. Stephanie is coordinating a small business networking group called ConnectSphere, and Stephanie recently joined us on our economic vitality team. So we're happy to have her, and we're excited about this new group that she is starting in February.
Hi, everybody. Yes, ConnectSphere is a business networking organization or group. Sorry, I didn't want to shout into it. ConnectSphere will be a small business networking group, and we're going to meet every other Thursday beginning February 13th. And it's going to be a morning meeting, 90 minutes long. And in the meetings, we hope to have a roundtable of people sharing what their business is, what they do. It's going to be kind of a referral networking group, but without the stress of having to provide referrals to people. So we hope to also have a specialist, small business specialist speaking at each meeting, and there'll be about a 15-minute speaker. And eventually we'll have each of the small businesses presenting their business so that they'll have like a 10 or 15-minute slot to speak at a meeting. And I posted it on Facebook today, and I've gotten like about 20 responses just through Messenger tonight. So if you're interested, please sign up with your small business email address so that I can put you on an email list. What else? We're gonna have some topics such as finding your space locally, which is some businesses that want to start up a brick and mortar that may want to find a space downtown in Mount Holly that will provide assistance in securing, or not securing, but assistance in locating a space for that. And small business compliance, such as getting registered as a small business, because some people just really need that assistance. And setting them up with different services they might need, like insurance and registrations, things like that. Let's see, a media consultant that can help them with their small business marketing and those sorts of things. So sorry, I didn't know I was up so quick and I didn't really review my notes here. But yeah, we really want to just have everybody sharing their business to business networking and getting it going so that everybody can prosper by sharing business to business, because that's how people can grow their businesses, I think. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie. I'm really excited about this group that Stephanie is starting here. We have had a need for something like that for a long time, and I think that especially with the hours in the day that we have to work towards our goals for Main Street, we don't always have the time or the manpower to put something like that together. So I'm excited that we're going to get that going. And for any of you here that are small business owners, if you're interested, we would love to see you every other Thursday at Stephanie's ConnectSphere group. Next, we have Nick Sedano. Nick has a publication called the Mount Holly Reporter, and Nick is going to talk a little bit about his publication and a need for more journalists to join his efforts.
This thing work? Okay. Yeah. So I moved here in '88. Well, we have photographers, and yeah. And I got a condemned house, and I was watching too much This Old House, and I thought, I can do this. So, but if you had asked me back in '88, was I going to live in Mount Holly? But yeah, that house turned out to be an anchor, and so I'm still not finished with it. But in the meantime, I got to know lots of neighbors, and one of them was the mayor on Buttonwood Street. That's right. Don't know who that is, do you? No, that was Jim Logan, and he came with a margarita to my fence, and he's like, want to get on the recreation committee? And that was it. That's that's how I got trapped. And before long, I knew so many people and became, up to my waist in the quicksand of Mount Holly's culture. And now, like, I'm never going to leave. It's just not going to happen. I'll spend the rest of my days here. So that's why I'm committed to the town. And eventually, if you're here long enough, you see that there's some issues. And when you start to ask about them, if you don't get answers repeatedly, or if you get gaslit repeatedly, you start to get pissed off. And that might turn you into a journalist. Especially if you have a background like me, that I've been 30 years with the state as an investigator, so I know how to find stuff out. And they don't like that. Tough. So the problem is most people come home, make dinner, maybe watch a little TV, hang out with their partners, and then do it again next day. And who has time to figure out what's happening in town? I feel like that's a big issue. So journalism used to be local and like something like the BCT. I don't know if any of you ever got that. I did. And, but that's a dying industry. So they don't cover it. We do. Hyperlocal journalism is what's happening. And so I started a 501c4, which is not a 501c3. In fact, they're the ones who usually get the money. And C4s are like the redheaded stepchild. I don't know. Is that not polite to say? But they don't get money. And I found out something very fast. You need money. And so I've been supplying it. And that can't happen forever. But so for right now, this newsletter is free. And I was passing out these things with the QR code and my pens and whatnot to try to get people to come. And then I want to get you all hooked. And then I'm gonna now you have to pay, because I have to pay my insurance, my attorney, my marketing people, and then there's I didn't know this. I need AI voiceover. I need what else do I need AI for? AI's taking over, people. 30 seconds. So, long story short is please support local journalism. It's free right now. And that's my message. I'm trying to keep people informed because mismanagement thrives in the dark.
Thank you, Nick. I think what Nick didn't say was that he also has a lot of great articles talking about, the history of some of the businesses that have been in town for a long time. I really enjoyed learning and reading about Lippincotts, and there's a lot more to it than just a dissatisfied view on certain issues. Next, we have Carol Lee. She is from RV, and she manages the FBLA group, the Future Business Leaders of America. We have connected with Carol Lee to help us out on our EV committee with an effort for some of our businesses. We're starting off a trial for now with a couple of the businesses to get help with social media and other sort of tech-related things that some of our business owners just aren't that savvy with at the moment. So we're pairing up with students and hopefully creating a mutually beneficial partnership between the students and the businesses, so we can help get all of our online presence up to date here. So Carol Lee.
Hello, everybody. My name is Carol Lee Gray, born and raised here in Mount Holly, New Jersey. Currently a West Hampton resident, alumna of Rancocas Valley Regional High School 35 years ago, and now in my 26th year teaching business education at Rancocas Valley. So I live and work on the same street. So this is exciting to get off of Jacksonville Road. A few things with Future Business Leaders of America. Our members range in age from 9th through 12th grade. Primarily, they compete at 3 different levels. They compete at a regional level, a state level, and then some of them go on to nationals. We meet in the evening once a month with our members. We met Monday night, and we're in the height of competitive event season. So I'm also the coordinator for all 200 judges for the entire State Leadership Conference that happens in March in Atlantic City. So I'm going to shamelessly plug if anybody wants a free night or two in Atlantic City and is willing to come and judge our events. You'll get to see students firsthand from across the state of New Jersey competing in many different competitive events, and I coordinate all that. So I'd love to touch base with everybody here and maybe even find a judge or two that's willing to come see us in March. In terms of things that are coming up for our FBLA, we're going to host a talent show at RV on the 21st of February. I'm encouraging my members to come visit local businesses to try to sell program ads, get them a little bit out of their comfort zone. They live on their little devices, so getting them to come actually physically visit businesses and have some face-to-face contact is a little bit out of their normal day. So encouraging them to stop by local businesses and hopefully promote our show and possibly sell some program ads. Ultimately, we've connected with Main Street Mount Holly, so again, our members can work with local business owners to help them with their social media presence, Instagram primarily, any other social media app. They are the pros. They know how to do way more than I do, and they are great at it. So what we're trying to do right now is just make connections between the local businesses and some of our members. I asked them to do maybe groups of 2 or 3. And make arrangements with those local business owners to meet at your convenience so that they can sit down with you and talk to you about how to increase your traffic on your social media apps in that capacity. So Julia Marmaru, and I'm going to defer to Vince and Vincent. Julia Marmaru is one of my presidents of FBLA, and I know she's worked directly with Vincent's with the ice cream shop, and she does a great job with short videos and promoting Vincent. So she would be one of a few of the FBLA members that are going to be working, and this gives them some volunteer hours and time as well. So stop by and see me, and we can get information and exchange information. My email is very easy. It's cgray, C-G-R-A-Y, @rvrhs.com. So thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Carol Lee. We are now going to move on to some frequently asked questions that we get. Eric is our outreach coordinator, and he's been making his way around to a lot of the businesses and some of the residents to find out, what each business needs, or, answer any questions that he might be getting, because we don't always have the opportunity to get face-to-face with everybody, and that is where he has come in. So we're going to start with Terry. Terry's going to read off one of our frequently asked questions, and we're going to go down the list and try to answer some of them here. And if you want to have a further discussion after the presentation, then we can definitely take this offline.
Thanks, Les. I'm Terry Sackett. For some of you that do not know me, I'm the promotion chair. And promotion means all the great things that you do in your businesses, in town, visiting our visitors. We want to spread the word, not just in our 3.5 square miles, but not in the RV districts, but even further out. So that's what our job is. We have a committee. We meet the last Wednesday of the month from 7 to 8 o'clock. You can come to in person at the St. Andrew's Church Banquet Hall, or you can do Zoom with us at the same time. So for those of you, it's easier to do by Zoom, and that's fine. and a calendar of events. Today we've received from the township. I'm a firm believer that it's easier if everybody works together rather than everybody does their own thing at a different time and all roads leads to Mount Holly. But we have this is a calendar of events that I know about for 2025. There will be more. I imagine you all have good ideas. And if you have a good idea, my slogan when I used to work full time, ask three before you ask me. So turn to your left, turn to your right, maybe, ask your husband or a child to help. And then now you have a committee of three already. And then you can bring your ideas to promotion and we'll help you carry it out. It can be a small event or it can be a brand new one. From the most recent event on this calendar, and I just posted it on our website, is the Fire and Ice. It's coming up in about 9 days, Audrey? I'm thinking about 9 days. Or the car show, or some new events like the Paul Raid, the Halloween Pet and Paul Raid coming up, and that's a new event. But if you have other events, please reach out to me. You don't have to go to every meeting, but we'll help you direct and I'll put you in contact with the right person. Hopefully that answers your question. Thanks, Les.
So I hope that answers, so the question is, who plans or organizes events downtown? Terry answered that with, we do plan and organize a lot of the events downtown. Some of them are township events. As far as we're concerned, it doesn't really matter whether it's the township planning it or whether we're planning it. We are just as invested in having attendance and bringing our community out and supporting the businesses. So if you are interested in helping plan any of these events, giving your feedback, or even just being a day of volunteer, we can use all the help that we can get. And Terry is your best contact, and she's going to point you in the right direction of how you can help and what committees we need the most help on. Our next speaker is going to be Melanie, and Melanie is going to answer the question, what happened to the Witch's Ball?
Who better to answer that question than your friendly local neighborhood village witch? So, right? So, I'm not short, you are. So the long and the short mystical woo-ha answer is everybody knows and loves the Witch's Ball, right? So I don't know about you, but every fall, actually generally starting around August, the question starts coming. What happened to the Witch's Ball and when are you gonna have it again? So let us all have that same answer or that same knowledge so we can inform people, which is essentially we got too big for ourselves, right? It was a huge success. We had lots of people, and then the township sort of came to us and said, hey, so we love the Witch's Ball, we do, but it's sort of a bit of a, public safety kind of thing. So let's see how we can change it and we can scale it back so that, we can make it safe and wonderful for everybody. And so then, of course, in amongst all of that came COVID and a myriad of other things, leaving us on the committee and just in general trying to figure out how we can still give the community an event that is wonderful, that brings us all together at, the most spooky season of the year, and still, comply with what they've asked us to do, which is make it a little less crazy. So the short answer is the Witch's Ball as we know it is not coming back. What we are attempting to do is come up with other alternative things. You'll hear coming from us shortly, and from the Main Street Mount Holly events committee notifications that we're going to have a fall festival, like a town fall festival, and we're going to have our night market. And so we are doing things to kind of break up that crowd size, so there'll be separate events, but that we can still bring everybody out and have a great time during that season of the year. And then the other answer to that is if you have suggestions or you think our suggestions aren't kind of what you want to see, you have Main Street Mount Holly committees you can join, and you can put your own input in, and you can help plan your own events. And Otherwise, you get what you get and you don't get upset. So basically, to recap, Witch's Ball, as we know, it is not coming back. We are still planning. It has been and continues to be our goal to continue to give the community of Mount Holly what they love and miss so much in a way that fits everyone's needs. So.
Thank you, Melanie. I know that question comes up a lot, especially if you're on the local pages in Facebook. We see that question all the time, and who better to answer than Melanie? So our next question, especially this is more geared towards our businesses, is what are the restrictions on what we can do outside of our building? Audrey is going to be the best person to answer that question for us.
So that's kind of a wide open question, but I will try to answer. I would give you 3.5 places to go. One would be that if it is something that would be considered housing related, which sounds very residential, but it's not. Go see Lee Eckert and Carolyn Youngbean at the housing office. The other would be if it's construction related or it's zoning related, then you want to make a stop at the construction office and see Paul Hardifer. And if you are really going to do something major outside of your building or on the outside of your building, you might want to stop and see Jill, who is Paul Hardifer's secretary, who would help you with an application to the land use board if you're moving up a level. And then the last would be, I hope one day we're going to see that we have a historic preservation commission, but we do not right now. We have nothing at all as far as that being on our list of groups that are being populated right this moment. So that would be my 3.5. You get a half for Historic Preservation Commission. It's in our hearts, but it's not on the piece of paper yet. So those are the places that I would start if you want to do anything outside of your building. Of course, if you're doing something that's just in kind, repair in kind, replacement in kind, have at it.
Thank you, Audrey. That was a lot of information, but if anybody finds themselves asking that question in the future, feel free to reach out to one of us and we can direct you to the right place to the best of our knowledge. The next question that I get a lot is, how do I start a business in Mount Holly? Like, how do I find a vacant commercial space? Or, you know, people ask me all the time how I got started. Who did I talk to? I think that the best answer that I can give you right now is to come to one of us. So our Economic Vitality Committee, we have a lot of resources, whether it be through, you know, the state, even just, you know, township connections that we can point you to. It's, you know, not so cut and dry when it comes. It depends on, you know, the type of usage. If you're a restaurant, if you're retail, things like that. Openings come up periodically throughout the town, and you know, sometimes they're posted and sometimes they're not. So I would definitely recommend talking to one of us, and you know, we'll try to point you in the right direction to the best of our ability to somebody who we think would know the answer. But as far as funding, things like that, I can point you to Joe and you know, have him get you set up with some trainings and point you to some, you know, some grant funding and things like that to help. And we have other organizations as well that we would be able to point you to help you kind of get your feet on the ground and start that foundation. The next part, hold on one second. Yeah, has everybody had the opportunity to scan the QR code and start to fill out the questions? Do we need more time? We have tables set up. The idea was to kind of congregate and, have people go to, the specific question that they wanted to have a conversation about. We want to encourage real life conversation and get some feedback while we're here on some of those questions. I'm not sure, with
Is everybody sitting at a table that has the question that they're interested in talking about?
Yeah, I think most of them have a question, but I'm not sure if it's the question that you want to answer.
So you need to talk amongst each other and come up with the answers so that we can use your answers when we write our plans to get our grant funding.
Right.
And so if we have those answers, then the EB committee is not just making shit up. And so maybe if you all would get together and come up with the answers to those questions, we would have some answers on what it is that you all need.
Okay, so we're gonna walk around and we'll start to prompt those conversations, but talk amongst yourselves. And if you have any feedback that you want to share with any of us, feel free to pull us aside and we
What's your
will
question?
take some notes.
Well, here it is. Oh, okay. So you guys are gonna give us, we would love to have like a couple of answers that will really help us be able to write our work plans and get money. As it is right now, I guess, which really sucks, because I'm guessing for me. And I'm guessing for everybody else. There. Figure it out.
So at that point, right, so we would definitely, right, find the business center, right, so that'd be the technical assistance that we provide, right, and the director of this center.
But that's just one question, so if you scan the code.
Well, I think that they want the table to like,
I don't know if you should come up with a consensus, I think everybody should answer on their phones with their opinion. Oh, sure.
Based on where you're still present.
So that answer, okay, so you would be answering the question of what is the most effective way to report this? Now, Holly, someone will play some presentations.
But it's not a one particular program.
No, like all the competitive events are different competitive events. So we have judges for each event.
Okay, so yeah, because being a superintendent of schools and
Yes.
principal of schools, so
Yes.
I've done. I'm trying to think of the program and I can't.
Could be DECA.
They would come up and do whatever the thing. Some was in the arts, some was in robotics, some were for the next grant. Things to do.
Yeah, thank you, buddy.
Anyway, but you know,
But even those four sister communities could be there, even if you set your sights on a smaller
So they literally do what we do. They have a training. Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, that's, but they're not directly connected.
So what's the question?
Better relationship. What's the best kind of tell you how? Sure, right, because I don't work directly with
Yes, you pull it up right Yeah, 100%. Everything. Roswell and I have it all. They send me the code. It's a pain in the neck. It takes more time, but at least I know who's on. Because my husband got a message the other day from me. I was out to lunch with friends. Okay, here you go. It's 192. Have another mark if you did it twice.
My purging stash is almost gone.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I did, right when you put about 5 of them, I'm down for the last little bit of it. My problem is that all the prisons are
No, like a lot of people have been doing the scans.
However, that's in the summer, you know, sit there, you can't report by himself. Very good. It's so clean. It reminds me of something, but better.
Come on? No. Yes? Because it was too long? I know.
Mr. Lewis, slow pass.
You have a lot of people asking questions on my Facebook Live.
We're live on Facebook?
Sure. Yeah, and 4K video recording.
Oh, wonderful. Good job.
Yeah, perfect quality.
All right.
Okay.
Good for you. Falwell PTO.
For what? For the holiday?
Figured out some
Double barrel.
What do you have? You have two phones going now?
Facebook Live.
Oh my God, you're just
Full fade recording.
you're just too important. Lois. I can't stand it. And said, reach out to me, and then I'm not going to be able to send me. So I'm going to.
You say hi to the people?
Yeah, so I did have.
Well, how you say hi to me? I don't know. It might be a little loud in here, Lois. Hi, Lois. Welcome to Main Street Mount Holly Networking at the Union. Today's January the 15th. Come help us make Mount Holly thrive for everybody. That's good.
We got the message.
From the FDA, yeah, just wanted to jump
People like walking in the street.
Daddy's actually stayed open. Can I have your email? No. Right, I'm going to give it. I got your number.
Everybody can like the survey. It's nice.
Yeah, right.
Reach out to them.
Yeah, right. You are a liaison. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Feel free to reach out to them.
I'll have Tim notify you.
Street pointer. Yes.
We want to stream our one Saturday every month.
No one ever came up with the we need this date, we've got
And would I need to be active in that video?
These are bonds here.
Yeah.